Yeah, I've loved it. Loved every minute of it so far. I think it's been very challenging, but yeah, I've loved it, enjoyed it.
My game is to get on the ball early, so that confidence builds, and obviously as the game goes on, just do my thing with obviously shots, through balls, and get in the pocket. So yeah, I really enjoyed the 10 roll.
So it's just about being positive and like getting in the right position early to take them on, and if you take them on, hopefully, I feel most of the time I can beat them. So that's the confidence I've got recently.
Yeah, there is a bit of pressure on us to perform, but I think as a team they're really helpful. I mean, we've got the older ones like Beeves and George, and the gaffer and Strax have given me confidence to want to play the way I usually play with the youth team, for example.
Listen, the age is irrelevant. I don't care what the age they are. If I think they're good enough to start, they'll be in the team. You know, it's up to them then. It doesn't make any difference to me. It really doesn't. I like working with younger players and developing them and coaching with them, and as do, you know, Gav and Aaron and Tiles. So it's a big part of what we're all about, really. But Idris was a player that I tried to sign myself when I was at Doncaster, but the chairman gazumped me, as he always does, and he came here and then obviously went out on loan. Had a good chat with him at the end of the season. He managed to get some training sessions in, and I think he was a bit, you know, in terms of the tempo we want to train at. He's lost a bit of weight, he looks fit, he looks strong, he can play wide, he can play up front. I like him. I think he's a good player, the boy. He needs to add that final bit in the last third, the most important bit in terms of the quality. Whereas Serhat, again, has not had many minutes as a player. He's only 18. I think he physically looks older, and he's a strong boy, good legs on him. Again, he's a very good player, and we've got to continue his development as we do all four of them. And that's the key to it, really, is to keep pushing them and keep making sure that we work with them in terms of their weaknesses, but also let them flourish and let them go and play. And I think they're four exciting players for the club, and that's exactly what we want. We want more of that kind, and we've got some very good young players. I think the average age of the squad's about 23 and a half, even with Boydie coming in. So that's what we wanted, a predominantly young squad with some good experienced players, which we have. So I'm absolutely delighted with the squad we've got together. But yeah, with these four, you would like to think that they've got a chance.
It's probably the most ideal situation to have a manager that we have at this club, because if you're doing well and you can show that you're mature enough to play in the side, I think he'll give you a chance. So it's great for everyone.
100%. I think every game we play in pre-season is an opportunity to showcase what we've got and to show the gaffer, the staff, what we can do. So it's an opportunity to get into this team.
We've got some promising youngsters at the club now, and I oversee the academy, and I watch the academy more than anybody, and I'm delighted with the progress that some of the players have made and the development they've made.
I'm a big believer, and I like to try and keep young players' feet on the ground. So although there's a bit of a tension, both of them have got a lot of work to do, and patience is really key with young players, because they'll have really good moments, and then they'll have bits where their form dips, and that's just because of their age. Our job as a coach and staff is to maintain their workload, keep them working morning and afternoon, keep working at the game, keeping their feet on the ground.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the big things as well is attitude. Make sure your attitude's spot on, and just give it everything. Consistency is a key thing. You got to try and keep your standards up, keep them high, and in everyday training, you got to try and be as best as you can.
Maybe the criticism when I'd watched him in the youth team when he was younger was it was a sideways pass, it was a safe pass, it was take the ball and look that way as opposed to that way. And these are the things I guess that young players have to learn, and to be brave on the ball.
Yeah, I think especially with this gaffer and how he wants to play. Likes to play forwards, so first thought has always got to be forwards. But if obviously nothing on, then keep the ball and keep it moving quickly. I used to be a centre back for a few years. I was a centre back, and I think it was like under 15s, under 16s. Started playing midfield, and I think it brought the best out of me, brought the best out of my game, playing midfield.
Well, without a doubt, I mean, the gaffer is brilliant at coaching young players and helping them develop. He's done it so many times with so many players, And I think as long as you're prepared to listen and learn and take it on board, which Kyle is, there's no stopping what he can do. He's absolutely fantastic.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously I had a decision to make. Not long been back at the club. I don't know what, 3 months was it on last year's second years, and they certainly, you know, H and Carl stood out quite a bit. So, but then, you know, that's just the beginning of it. That's when the real work starts. You have to also look at how can they cope training with the first team. Have they got the temperament to deal with that? Because it is different. It's quicker. But straight away, I could see both of them had a good temperament, and that's a big part of it.
Harrison Burrows has been at this club since he was 6, believe it or not, and he's been outstanding all the way through. I seen his father when he was 15 and promised him a pro deal. Not that I picked the team, but he was that outstanding. He had that much ability, and as soon as the gaffer come in, I told him what I thought of him, and the gaffer makes his own mind up, obviously, and he's played him left back, left wing back, he's played him outside right, he's played him number 10. Whatever position Harrison plays in, he's very, very comfortable in possession. He's one of the finest all-round 17-year-olds that I've ever seen. And he's a lovely lad, and as long as he keeps his feet on the floor and keeps on learning from the gaffer and Gavin, then I think he's got an international future ahead of him.
I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, really, really surreal. Like, just at the age of 6, I would come and watch games at the stadium, and being involved with the first team now was just a bit of a shock.
What Harrison does is he's got a knack of scoring goals. He's got a lovely left foot when he comes in off the right hand side. He gets shots away, he gets in the box. He's very positive with how he plays, and he's definitely got a bit of an edge, which we like. You know, he's not quite happy just to come in and make up the numbers. You can see that he's got whatever it is in him. I hope he keeps it, because it's a bit of an edge that separates him from a lot of younger players.
Yeah, it's really given me confidence, because obviously we're young, and he's just shown confidence in us and told us to play the way he wants to play, and just give us confidence to play that way, really.
Kenny Dalglish, and I've known him for quite a while, but we were talking about the players on the pitch, and he said, you know, the key in pre-season is that the young players can't be nervous. They have to go out and take their opportunity, because they mightn't get one again, or they might go out on loan. So pre-season's a great chance for someone to shine.
Ever since the chairman's been here, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 years now, time flies. We've always gone non-league. He's never afraid to back his judgment with money. And we like a punt on gems, and we feel with Idris, very strong, very quick, very powerful, very skillful. 19, he's got a hell of a chance, really. And Serhat could be anything. He's only 18, but the chairman spotted him a long time ago. The gaffer knew about him. I went to watch him 3 times and never see him come off the bench, so I'd never seen him, but I've seen him in training, you know, and I've seen him in games now, and he's got a bundle of talent. There's no doubt about that whatsoever.
You know, we've even had to remind ourselves a couple of times, the coaching staff, that Serhat has literally just turned 19, so he is still a young boy. You know, it's very easy to take that for granted and forget about that at times. So again, patience is needed with that type of player, but he's made a really good, really positive impact. And I think the thing that we have noticed is his desire to learn, his desire to work, his desire to get better. And for all these young players, I think it's the environment and the culture that they're now coming into, with the quality of professional that we've got above them, the older professionals. I don't want to name names as such, but there's so many within that first team group now who go about their day-to-day business really, really well. They work in the gym, they eat right, they do all these. So in terms of role models for young players at our football club, we've got some really, really good ones now.
first goal against Stanford, you know, I built momentum from that, and obviously number 10 is my role. Obviously getting into them pockets and driving at defenders and obviously getting shots off. So obviously hopefully I can keep this momentum going. And I was obviously looking for that early goal in pre-season. Obviously getting it just built my confidence up and just took that from there. Yeah. This is my first time being away from home. You know, I'm a very family-orientated guy, so it's been tough, but you know, I've settled in. Obviously got Iddy. I'm under Iddy's wing, and yeah, it's all good. I feel confident and I'm settled in.
Oh, like, to be fair, I'm so buzzing because normally I'm used to being the youngest, so like having to go in the boxes because you're the youngest. So now I've got 3 people younger than me, taking some advantage. Obviously, Serhat just turned 19, so like I'm like close with him because he'll be in my age group in football. So I talk to him, try to make him feel comfortable because I know how it feels to be like in a new environment, and it sometimes can be hard. Obviously lucky, like not lucky, but he's done well to fit in so quickly, and I'm happy for him.
The experience that he had with Boreham Wood last year was vast, you know. We let him go at Port Vale, but they didn't play him. That was a waste of time. Didn't help his development at all. But Boreham Wood helped us, and they played him quite a lot, and we had quite a lot of inquiries from other clubs because of his performances for Boreham Wood. But playing men's football for half a year really done him the world of good, as it did Carl Barker. You know, he was outstanding in the youth team for the last 2 years, head and shoulders above most. And we loaned him out in January to Lowestoft, and playing that man's football, we give him a contract, 2-year contract with an option. And you know, he's certainly come back. He's trained with the first team, he's been with the first team, he's played every game. And he's arguably been our best midfield player in all those games. So he's come on a bundle and developed under the coaching of Darren and Gavin.
On loan, it was all about winning. They didn't really want anything else but a win. So, and that's the first time I've been in that kind of environment. Like, all they need is a win. So, yeah, I think that's definitely helped.
I'm a huge fan of young players going out and playing men's football rather than being stuck in academy environments until they're maybe 22, 23. I think going out and learning the tricks of the trade, you know, learning how to make an impact in men's football is really important. And Idris is a player that myself and the manager have been aware of for a long time. So he's not new to us, if you like. We know how his game works, and he's been a real positive in this pre-season. So our job is to make sure that he maintains the work rate that he's been doing and keeps improving.
The manager's been like raving about Iddy since he's come back, and he's 19, and we paid money for him as a 17-year-old, but we knew it was one of them would take some time, and we're hoping now with the coaching staff, because they rate him a lot and they're working on him.
No, he's just said to me, just keep on doing it. We spoke about the role he wants his wide players to do. He just told me to keep on working at it, and we'll see. If I keep on doing that, hopefully there's a chance. I feel like that's a bit of me, like 1v1s and just getting different spaces, like being able to turn and drive that defence. I feel like I can do that well.
Well, it keeps us young, it keeps us fresh, and it keeps us thinking of different training sessions that will enable all of those younger players to progress. You know, we'll certainly keep doing that.
They see the manager or the director of football or even the chairman watching them, that gives them great encouragement, because it shows the boys and their parents, for that matter, that you know, the club care about them. And you know, with Darrah's 2 partners now, they're youth orientated as well. The gaffer is Gavin Strachan's come through the youth. He was a player here, and then he was under 18s manager, so he's done it all. Aaron McLean's been at the club before, Mark Tyler's been at the club before, and he progressed as a young player. So it's all good, we're all on the same wavelength, and we're delivering what the owners want, which is 2 or 3 players with the opportunity to get into the first team every year, and we've certainly got that this year.
Well, they've certainly improved, and that's what you look for in young players, if a gradual improvement, not only in the way they play, but physically. Kyle looks stronger, which can happen when people, you know, young players have their close season, they come back pre-season, you can see there's a little bit of a difference. Harrison still has to, you know, develop a little bit more physically, but you know, he's only 17, the boy. So the improvement's been good. Kyle's been a lot more aggressive on the ball, off the ball, done all the things we want him, played forward more, and has had a very good pre-season. Harrison is one that, you know, I prefer him higher up the pitch. At times he's had to play at left back just to get, but that's not his position. In an ideal world, I wouldn't be playing him there. I like him off the right, where he comes his left foot and his balance. I like him in between the lines, high up the pitch, as a 10 almost. So we've just got to make sure we keep getting enough work into them that they keep improving.